This video, we're going to explore what it means to be prepared to go on stage. From the moment you're at home, getting prepared, getting ready to do the gig, to the time you get to the gig just before you walk on. We're going to explore my strategies so that the moment you walk on stage and the first note that you play, that you're ready to go. So let's get to it. My name is Todd Nelson, and I'm a musician, a composer, a music director, and an educator. I have consulted with musicians and bands for over 30 years trying to help bands to get better, and I want to help you. This channel is about stage performance, about being the better band and improving at that. So if you like this video today, please hit the subscribe button down below and let's get into today's content. Most people, when they go ahead and prepare to get ready to go on stage, they're prepared in the wrong way entirely. So for many people, they've been preparing, they've got their band together, and they've been preparing in the basement for years. They find they've got their song list up to date, they think they're prepared, they've been rehearsing the songs, they've rehearsed the snot out of them. What happens? They go to the gig and they fall apart. They're just not ready. The main problem with that is that they've never been prepared to be in front of a crowd of people. Bad preparation consists of just playing in the basement and just playing through the songs. There's multiple parts to really being prepared to be ready to go on stage. There's the mental preparation piece. Most bands that go out on stage for the first time haven't really ever thought about the fact that they're going to go into a room that they're unfamiliar with, they're not sure the people that are going to be there, and they're not sure how they're going to react to it. The mental aspect of playing is first individual, that you take yourself and you individually run through your music, and as you're running through the music, you're visualizing in your mind the people in front of you as they react. You're looking out at them. You're trying to see if you're making eye contact with people, because if you're not making eye contact with people when you're at the gig, you're sunk. You want people to come back, and the only way you're going to get people to come back is that if you're making eye contact and you're making connection with them and they're seeing that there's something valuable in what you're offering them as a musician and as a band. So that mental prep at home begins with you going through your music and visualizing in your mind what it's going to be like when you're on stage and visualizing all those people and how you're going to react. So you're going to visualize what you're doing and you're going to visualize seeing the crowd in the room. You have to use your imagination, but this is probably the most important part of being prepared to go on stage. Another part of it is that sometimes people, and bands too, will prepare in the basement and maybe they're sitting on a stool. Maybe they're sitting down in a regular chair, they're laying back and they got their leg up and they're just taking it easy as they're rocking out on the songs. Well, that doesn't do it. You can't just do that. You've got to stand up and physically do your show. So there's the physical piece of it as well. Can you stand up for your 4 hours to do your 4-hour set? Maybe you only have an hour set. Maybe it's 40 minutes, maybe it's 10 minutes. Have you ever actually done it though? If you haven't, then I advise you to go ahead and make sure that you're standing up and going through your set, visualizing the crowd. Another element of being prepared to go on the stage is that you may want to go ahead and put a camera on yourself and see what you look like when you go through that set. Are you spending an inordinate amount of time looking at your instrument? You might be like this and just looking at your instrument all the time. Now, that's hard to do when you're the lead singer and you've just got a microphone in front of you. But if you are one of the instrumentalists, you'll be holding your instrument. And if you're looking at your guitar and only doing that, that is really not going to work when you get on stage for the audience. They want to see you and they want to see you enjoying yourself. So you've got to practice not looking at your instrument. The last, probably the most important thing for you to be prepared for is to be able to be relaxed when you go out there. Yes, there's a balance between going out there and being pumped up and ready to play, but the other side of that is that you got to be able to be relaxed. If you go out and you get really nervous, and if this is in the early stages of you playing as a group, you may have some nerves, but you've got to learn to relax. I used to do it in the early days that before I would go on, I would go backstage or someplace quiet, and often if you're in a club, there is no place quiet, so you may have to just go outside, get into the car, and then you're going to breathe deep 10 to 20 times, and I'm talking about full chest breathing in and out. You want to make sure that your hands don't feel tight. Maybe you need to run into the restroom, run your hands underneath warm water. So you've done your home prep, and now you're at the gig, you've done your breathing, you run your hand in warm water, and then you want to make sure that you're prepared when you get there. Probably one of the biggest problems is that people will walk in, maybe they haven't done the set list yet. They haven't gone ahead and done the set list, and you've got that to do, and maybe you're doing the last minute of your setup. You haven't got your pedals plugged in into your amp. Maybe you haven't consulted to make sure that you have what the club owner wants you to do. Oh, he only wants you to do 20 minutes instead of 45? Well, that's good to know way ahead of time and not just before you walk on the stage. And then you might be pissed off and you look pissed off. You don't want to be that way. So do all the prep. Talk to the people you need to. Make sure everybody on stage knows what they're going to do. And then take a few minutes to quiet your mind and be ready to hit the stage with a lot of energy, but being focused on your audience. The big piece that you want to recognize, being prepared to be on stage is different than being prepared for a rehearsal. Your rehearsal, you're just there to go ahead and work through the songs, make sure all the parts and pieces fit together. You got good solid groove. You're playing with dynamics. But when you're doing your preparation piece, especially as a band, back in the band room or in your basement, you want to also then switch from your just rehearsing song mode into rehearsing the live performance mode. And that's all about being ready that when you walk out on the stage, there's no surprise. You're ready for anything. You're ready for the drunk who's going to charge the stage. You're ready for people who are really excited. You're also ready for the crowd that may not be responding for the first song or two, and you've got to really bring the energy. One way or the other, you've thought through all of the things that possibly could happen so that when you go out there, you're going to give your best performance, and that's the start of being a better band. So this is your assignment for next time that you go on stage. You're going to go ahead, you're going to visually prepare, playing through your music by yourself, standing up, doing it just like you would do normally at a gig. Then you're going to do it with the band. When you get to the gig, you're going to go ahead and you're going to make sure that everything's prepared the way it needs to be. You've taken care of all the details with the club owner, all the band members. You've said everything that you need to say. You're going to give yourself a few minutes to go ahead and mentally get yourself prepared. And that might include some deep breathing before you go on. You may want to go ahead and run your hands underneath some warm water so they're nice and loose and ready to go. Then you're going to walk on the stage and you're going to do your gig. So, a question of the day, what do you do to prepare yourself to be ready for the gig? I'd love for you to write your comments down below. This is a place where we can share and find out those things that work for you in becoming a better band. If you like what you saw today, please hit the like button, please subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you next time here on The Better Band.